Good afternoon and happy belated New Year from Lisa, Derby City. Today it's just going to be a quickie tarot card reading. It's just going to be a 3-card spread. Card 1 will be about the past events of 2021. Card 2 is about the here and now and the present moment. And the final card, card 3, will be about the future for 2022. Today it's the 16th of January. It's a Sunday. And like I said, it's just going to be a quickie one, okay? So I'm just going to shuffle the cards and take it from there. Ooh, and the card that's jumped out is the 9 of Wands. Okay, so let's get 2 more cards, okay? So this is about, ooh, they literally jumped out of my hands. Right, so this card is the Prince of Swords. So that's about the present moment. Then I literally have 2 cards jump out of my hand. And this is about in the future. So we've got the 5 of Swords and we've got the Prince of Wands. So let's have a look. So we started off with Wands and it's all about the swords. Okay, so let's look at card number 1, 9 of Wands. And this is about the past. This is about last year. Wands is quite significant because it relates to the autumn of last year, 2021. And as you can see here, we've got a person. And it's about gathering our inner strength. It was also about being creative with the limited resources that we have access to. Because of this global events, we have all been affected emotionally, spiritually, financially. So a lot of people would have witnessed and seen losses. This loss could be relative to losses through death or the ending of relationships or basically the ending of jobs. And you would have heard on a global situation that a lot of businesses shut down for good. Or also it's about businesses are also have to become progressive and moving with the times, where you're going to be hearing a lot about hybrid working, where a lot of companies will be shutting down their premises because it's cheaper and more efficient for their employees to work from home. Maybe 70% of the employees will be happy to work from home. But if you're a female and you've got children, it might not be beneficial for your mental well-being to be working from home and still to be able to be a parent and to look after your children. So the past is about changes beyond our control. But also number 9 is significant because that's about people rediscovering what is their true vocation in life. So a lot of people from last year may have discovered that they weren't happy in a particular situation, be it a job or a relationship. So there'll be a lot of endings of relationships. This could be personal or business, or even despite the circumstances of last year, a lot of people may have decided to venture into their own business and become self-employed. This is what I refer to as the cottage industries, where people again will be working from home and making some form of finances. They're not going to be instant millionaires overnight. And if you are a millionaire, well done, fair dues. For the majority of us, we're not going to be instant millionaires. And while you are establishing your new enterprise, you still need to have a main income. So most people will be having 2 or 3 jobs just to keep afloat. Because yet again, as you may see, our expenses are increasing, but our wages are not. But that's to do with the past, okay? So this is about the past, the 9 of Wands. And this is more significant to do with the autumn months. But now, coming into the here and now, we have the Prince of Swords. Now, swords is also to do with the winter. Technically, we are, like I said, on the 16th of January, still in the winter month. And also, this is quite significant because tomorrow it will be a full moon known as the wolf moon. So this is kind of like, be careful what you wish for when it comes to plans. Maybe delay in signing new, in other words, read the small print. If you are in the midst of having a career crisis, it's saying reconsider your options, and maybe it's not a good time to sign any contracts yet. But also, it's also classed as going into Mercury Retrograde. Now, Mercury is about communication. So that means any plans that you are considering, you need to be flexible because there will be delays to your plans because Mercury is about messages. But there's going to be issues with a lot of misunderstanding. To give yourself plenty to be flexible because there will be delays regarding travel or expecting parcel delivery. And even about contracts, there's going to be delays. So read the small print. So maybe just hold off on looking for that other job. Make sure you read the small print or there'll be a better job opportunity for you. So just hold your horses. Also, you're going to need to be very patient because of all this miscommunication. People are still very hypersensitive. Okay? There's going to be delays, there's going to be frustration. You're going to hear probably about there's not enough bodies to run the train company, the bus service, because people, because of the past, because of COVID, don't have enough bodies to do the jobs. So we are limited with our resources, and that includes bodies being available to do the jobs that we take for granted. And that means there's going to be delays with our transport system because we physically cannot cope with the demand. Okay, so the demand is we just can't cope. And this is not just in England, this is on a global perspective. We are struggling because we don't have the people available, because the people that were meant to do things, they are ill themselves, or they're looking after family members that are ill. So this is about delays. In this particular moment in time, people are frustrated because there's delays. Okay? Then this is about the future, okay? So here we've got the Prince of Wands, and then we're back to the Five of Swords. So again, this is about about the autumn month. So this is kind of like saying that we still are going to be kind of like limited with our resources. Again, that's relating to our physical, emotional well-being. A lot of our mental well-being has been affected from the last year events. We thought that we'd have been out of this situation of March 2019, but realistically, we're not out of the woods yet. And we're now coming into the second year. So by March 2022 of this year, we will see changes. Some will not be for the best because it's all about we are limited or restriction. So it's about learning to live within our means. And like I mentioned, some people will be thinking about starting up an enterprise. Go ahead. But again, expect delays. Okay? And again, that's part to do with the Brexit situation because we're no longer members of the European community. So there will be issues. And again, it's about communication and taxes. And our wages, despite our wages are meant to be increasing of this year, we still will be struggling until the end of the year. But there will be some changes with regards to the wages because if those that live in the inner cities are hopefully by this new tax year, which is March, April 2022, the government will announce about our wages. But despite the little increase in our wages, we already know that we're going to get taxed heavily because of what's happened the 2 years previously. So again, it's about living within our means. So it's about inner strength. But there is support available out there and it's good to talk because all of our mental health has been affected. Then here we have the Five of Swords. So we're not out of the woods yet. Okay? We're not out of the woods. And 5 is about change. And this change, despite outward appearances, is actually for the best. We needed this change. We needed to have the time to reflect and to consider what do we consider to be of value. So this is about the changes which started in March 2019. And hopefully by March of 2022, it's like we set the foundations for those changes. But like I said, because we are actually in this particular moment in time, we have a full moon, okay, which is known as the wolf moon, and it's going to be about delays, but it's time for change. So the change, I will say, after the 3rd of February, things will start to make more sense. But at this particular moment in time, if possible, just kind of like hold your horses, hold the reins for any change that you're considering. Yes, you can plan and prepare, but it's advisable to do it after the 3rd of February afterwards. Okay? And that's it. Like I said, this is just a short quickie. Okay. God bless. And I see you next month. Lisa, Derby City.